Been a minute since I've used the Witch's Tarot, and they were calling to me saying they had something to say. So I'm going to pull them and see what they want to talk to the collective about. Oh, okay, we've got the Emperor here. So someone in a very powerful position. I feel like, oh, I still have my phone. Somebody in a very powerful position. Okay, this could be an Aries. This could be a father figure who is watching over you. Okay, Five of Pentacles we have as the challenge position. All right, Spirit, what about this Emperor? Okay, well, we got the Six of Swords face up, so I'm going to accept it. All right, Spirit, what else do we got here? Okay, we've got the Page of Cups in the reverse, the Ace of Swords in the reverse, and the Moon in the reverse. Not feeling like you have enough clarity to move on from something. Not feeling like you have all the information. There's still something that is hidden, and you can't move on until it has been exposed. I feel like with the Moon in the reverse, that you're going to get this exposure. And then we've got the Four of Swords and the Ten of Cups. With the Six of Swords is going into the Four of Swords. What else do we got here? We've got the Ten of Wands, putting down a burden. What is the possible outcome for this, Spirit? What is the possible outcome? What is the possible outcome we got here? Temperance. Bottom of the deck, Seven of Cups. Lots of choices. Ooh, some type of heartache. We have the Three of Swords. Okay. Somebody looking back, or some type of a walking away, some type of an ending in your life. This could have to do with something with your children, okay? Because we do have the Emperor here with the Page of Cups, and they are facing one another. Maybe not having enough information. Somebody here didn't have enough information. I'm going to tell you right now, this Emperor is in the upright. Who's not in the upright is this Page of Cups. I feel like someone here owes someone an apology. I feel like, but it's owing this Emperor an apology, or this Emperor is waiting on apology. It's almost like this Emperor is like confused as to how something went about. They're just kind of like, wait, what? Like, what brought you to this? What brought you to this conclusion? Somebody here like came to a conclusion about something about this Emperor, and the Emperor is like, wait, what? Like, that doesn't even sound like me. And like I said, the Emperor is in the upright, but the Emperor is confused because they don't have the clarity. It's almost like, when somebody comes in and you get accused of something and you're like, and you have no clue, like that's not even how you operate, but you're being accused of something that you could never do. That's what I'm getting here. And so the Emperor is like, I'm just gonna, I'm not even gonna, like, the Emperor knows their status. They don't need to prove themselves to anyone. That's the Emperor's powers. They don't have to prove themselves to anyone. They just move along. They're like, think what you want to think with the Ace of Swords in the reverse with the Seven of Cups. Think what you want to think. Because I know in the end, whatever it is, that there will be clarity with the Moon. If the Moon was in the upright, this means that there is no clarity. With the Moon in the reverse, it tells me that there will be clarity in the situation. But in the meantime, the Emperor has to just keep moving. It's like they can't stop and wait for somebody to recognize, like, whatever information that this page had was not true. Was not true. So the Emperor is like, well, you know what? The truth will be revealed. I got other things to do. So, how people are seeing this Emperor is they protect themselves. They're protecting themselves. Okay. They're also not going to put up with anything either, because the Emperor doesn't put up with shit. They will protect themselves, but they also lie dormant. They're not, out there, confessing all of their, mishaps with everybody. They're not talking to anybody about it. They're not talking to anybody about any of what is going on. There's one thing, one key component that someone here needs to hear. One. But it hasn't quite surfaced yet. In order to help them like end this cycle with the 10 of cups and the 10 of wands here, this will help them end the end, move on, coming out of this, this feeling left out in the cold. Because I feel like this emperor is being left out in the cold because it's almost like a family secret or something like that, because we have the 10 of cups here. We have the 10 of cups here, which is sitting right next to this emperor. And it's almost like if this truth was to be revealed, and I feel like somebody has the answer, that this emperor is waiting for whoever has the answer to be able to speak up, and for this confusion to be lifted so that there could be clarity about this situation for them to move on. I feel like the angels are alchemizing that in the background, like the angels and the alignment of the moons. You have to have so what I see, a new moon here in the upright, right? We see a new moon. So maybe a full moon. Maybe there's a full moon that we're waiting on, is what I'm getting. And full moons are endings, completions, finalizations, fruition. Because I'm getting family here. Oh, don't you hate that? Like there's always somebody here who has like a family secret, but they want to keep it. And some of them even die with it, and it just ruins another person's life. It's keeping them separated from the people that they love. And all it would take is for one person to be like, hey, this is actually what happened. And that could just end all of this. It's so sad that that's the way it is, and that's what I'm seeing here. I don't even know what I want to pull. Okay. Spirit, please show me, what is the advice on all of this? What is the advice? What is the advice for these people, this family? Virgo. Virgo. Virgo is the hermit, It's like about learning lessons. Virgo is the hermit. It's like pulling back your energy, focusing on yourself, purifying your own life. Like, again, this emperor is in the upright. The emperor is in the upright. So I feel like, Virgo is so loyal. And I'm a Virgo. I'm 6 placements Virgo. I understand this, but Virgo is so loyal. This is about, in the meantime, take care of yourself, because Virgo can also be very independent, where they need to purify their own life. They need to purify their thoughts. They need to purify their aura. See what it says here. What is Virgo? Number 54. The universe works with me. As you experience changes throughout your life, know that with each new shift comes a new opportunity. You are organized and reliable. Trust that the universe is the same and keep the faith, as the universe is always secretly working in your favor. Virgo is here as a gentle reminder to allow change into your life, especially if you know deep down that it is aligned with your soul's journey. Make goals for yourself and turn to your guides when you feel like you are at a crossroads. Learn from your experiences and apply that knowledge to live a fuller and more enlightened life. How can you remain more positive in this challenging time? And I think that that's what the emperor is trying to do, is like the emperor recognizes, like, this change is inevitable. However it goes down is the way it's supposed to go down. And at the end of the day, things will be better because of it. And sometimes it's almost like when you get in a fight with your kids, they may not understand. It's like you're sitting here and you guys are at odds with one another. For some of you, you're at odds with your children, but you're still looking out for them regardless, even if they may not agree, even if they're like, I hate you, because for some of you, maybe you've heard that. Maybe they've told you what a monster you are, but at the end of the day, you're the one showing up in the upright. They're just being emotional, immature little brats, you know, trying to maneuver this life. So they're going to cut you out. They're going to cut you out, okay? With the sword in the reverse. They're going to leave you out in the cold, even though what you have is their best interest at heart, but they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to, Virgo, they don't want to hear you criticize them. They don't want to hear you say anything. They know better than you. If you're going to be in these kids' life, because that's what they've been taught nowadays, if you want to be in these kids' life, you are going to do what they want. They're in charge. Because we lost all the traditional ways. Like this emperor, you know, is too stern for this little brat, you know. And right now, that's exactly how society has raised these children as little brats, at teaching them that they have options. They can go out and make their own family. If your parents don't agree with what you have to say, they hate you. They're not, you know, they're not with you, and you can just abandon. And that's what somebody here did. It's abandoned ship. They opted out. They left this emperor out in the cold. They said, you know what? I don't want to do things your way. I don't want to do things the traditional way, because that's what the emperor represents, is family tradition. You know, is that necessarily a bad thing? No, but you know, instead, this kid needs to find out like why the parent is the way that they are. Why is this emperor this way? And maybe, you know, for some of you, they were raised, you know, it's like kids nowadays, they haven't had the shit that we had, you know, back in our day where, you know, we didn't have freaking car seats, you know, there was no such thing. We got to bounce around the vehicle, you know. We didn't have, we were allowed to drink out of a fucking hose. Now you're told, oh my God, it's toxic. Well, yeah, it's toxic because they're poisoning our freaking water. You know what I mean? Like, listen, you know, we were the last of the generation that could go outside and play. We were the last of the Generation X, even, you know, where we didn't have therapy. We didn't have people telling us that our parents were terrible and they were horrible individuals. You know, we didn't have all of that. We just, you know, we didn't go to therapy to work things out, you know, and now therapists get paid to tell you that your parents are monsters and they're toxic. And, you know, that's what makes their car payment, you know? But it's like there's a family secret that needs to come out. And once this has been exposed with the moon in the reverse, you know, I think this emperor is going to be a little leery as to who is wanting to come back into their life after all of this. And I think this, again, this emperor, they have their armor on. You know, they're not just accepting like empty, you know, empty uh, apologies, you know, because that's what the page of cups in the reverse is all about, is an empty apology. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, what are you sorry for? Do you even know what you're sorry for? Do you even know what you shouldn't be doing again? Because this emperor, they have things that they feel sorry for, but at the end of the day, they've done their work. Again, they're in the upright, you know, changed behavior. Changed behavior. That's what Virgo represents, right? Virgo is all about the reality of the situation, and the reality of an apology is changed behavior. Because you can't heal in the same environment that makes you sick, and you can't fake it with the universe. So, you know, I feel like this emperor could have very well went through some depression when it comes to his own family. But again, you know, he's in the upright. He's making it through. He's overcome a lot of obstacles when we have those mountains in the background. And he realizes that even his kids will also have to overcome those mountains in the background. And as much as you want to protect your kids, you kind of have to sit back on your throne and allow them to go out and do their thing, man. Bump their head a few times, make some mistakes, probably make some big mistakes, especially nowadays. If you're not being guided, you can get led into some shit. Like the you know what, you know, talking to your parents and your parents who've been through all this shit, you know, for some of you, you know, but that's the choice you came here to make. That's your lesson, you know, to your parents, especially this emperor. You're not collateral damage. They truly care. That's why they criticize you. That's why they're here to help you. That's why they're here to say, dude, what are you doing? Oh, but nowadays, oh, kids, you know, you're not allowed to say shit because society has told them they can run away. They don't have to talk to you. You don't know anything. Judge your parents. What kind of life did they have? What kind of life do we have now? Especially for those of us who actually have learned our lessons. you know, because I honestly, I think that this emperor is very patient. I think this emperor has had to be patient, but they are also on guard. They're moving into calmer waters and they're waiting for whoever this is. For some of you, I really think this is family. I really do see this as family, and you can't not see that family. Huh. Well, any other messages we have for the collective? Okay, what do we got here? Yeah, soulmates. Not collateral damage. At the end of the day, you guys are soulmates. You know, soulmates are our mother, our father, our aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters, cousins, you know, best friends, sometimes even your coworkers, the shoe shine boy, soulmates. You are being watched over, I'm telling you. And I feel like if you have a crossed over loved one, they are watching over you. So even if you are at cross, you know, at a crossroads with your parents or, you know, with your children or whatever this is, you know, we've all experienced it. I didn't like my mom when I was in my 20s either. You know, I've done it. I was on both sides of that. You know, my kids hate me. All of them do. They despise me. You know, this definitely resonates. But at the end of the day, you know, I know that, you know, who I am, and I know that I have no ill will. It's just society that is literally dividing families right now, you know, and I'll share my story. Like, I have no problem. I'm an open book. I'll tell, you know, I made stupid choices in my past, but so the last fucking 10 years, I worked my ass off to overcome them. And the only way for me to show that I was truly sorry for the things that I, you know, did in my relationships with my own fucking family is changed behavior. And now, because I am so brutally honest, that they hate that too. So it's like my family will never like me. And there's nothing I can do except for just allow society, you know, to brainwash them into believing that I'm a monster or I'm a bad person. I'm not a bad person. I'm a very loving individual and I love my kids very much. I love them enough that I'll even let them go, and I'll let them go and, you know, go live your life, go do your thing. You got new favorite people and I'm not one of them, you know? So society has done everything in their power to drive a wedge between parents and their children for many, many years. I am no different. I am a victim of circumstance as well. Where my family is also a victim of the courts and the law, you know, which is all broken systems. That's what this is all about. And because of that, it brings a lot of confusion and heartache and pain. But at the end of the day, your souls are here to incarnate to learn this lesson, regardless of if it feels good or not. But it's to end some type of ancestral karma, is what I get here. And I definitely get ancestral karma because we've got over the top of the soulmates, we've got this ancestor, we got this angel here, and we have, what is it, a grandfather maybe for some of you? It does not have to be. Like I said, it can be Aries, it can be Taurus. It does not have to be somebody who is in a very powerful position. But this person is so freaking powerful that, of course, society wants to drive a wedge. And yes, it is very depressing. It's sad. It's very sad that, you know, a lot of people only get together nowadays for fucking funerals. I'm not saying somebody's dying here, but I will say that you've got ancestors that are working hard to try and bring you guys back together because it's necessary that you guys get back together. You have a mission. And if you don't overcome this lesson in this lifetime, you got to come back and do it again. I sure fuck don't want to do this lesson again. This lesson sucked. But I also had Pluto in my fifth house of children. So all you Virgos out there, Virgos especially, you're graduating right now. So if you've been having problems with your children, especially or in your love life, you're about ready to get the blessing, because Pluto, when it leaves a sign, it gives you the blessing from the work that you've put in. So it's not going unnoticed. None of this is going unnoticed. Okay. This is not just a Virgo reading, guys, but wherever you have Virgo in your chart. And we also have Sagittarius here too. And we've got Cancer, and I told you Aries. Sun, moon, or rising, you could be dealing with these people. You could have this in your chart. Also, a lot of air, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. And we do have water here too. So, like I said, this is about learning how to balance. This is also about alchemy. There are things that are being alchemized behind the scenes that you don't know anything about. It's like your inner wizard is working. So be careful what you wish for because you might just get it. Somebody here is waiting on an apology. I think it's going to be a minute, but I do think that it very well is going to be coming in. Somebody's going to be traveling in. They want to talk to you, but I feel like you're going to be on guard. Now, whether this is family, somebody you considered as family, a divine masculine here, put this reading where it fits. If it doesn't fit, don't try to make it work. I mean, honestly, this could be, an old friend that owes you an apology that felt like family. So, like I said, readings are very broad. Pick what resonates, discard the rest. Don't try to make it fit. Anyway, you guys, I love you all so much. I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. If you are interested in a personal reading, all my information's in the description box down below. Check me out on Facebook and Instagram under the Footsteps to Peace, and I will chat with you again soon. Take care.